Overnative fluency. Okay, this is a concept that I developed too. So I'm the philosopher of languages. Overnative fluency. Yes, I believe that we can learn one language, one foreign language at its most two, but I would say one or two at least one foreign language that we can learn more. We can learn that language better than some natives. Of course, not better than all natives. When I say overnative fluency, I'm saying that you can speak that language better than 25% of the population, something like that. You say I'm crazy, but I can assure you that I believe it's possible because there are a lot of people who don't have enough information in their heads, who don't know their language so many in depth. I speak to myself as a Portuguese native speaker. Sometimes I come across words and expressions, especially now that I live in Spain and that I don't use Portuguese that often because I'm not used to read now. I study in Spanish and in English, mostly in English. So I come across stuff in Portuguese that I don't know what it means. So a lot of people, if that kind of people study Portuguese in depth, they can speak Portuguese better than I do. And in my case, I believe I can speak Spanish one day. I believe I'm near native I'm near native in Spanish. I have a near native fluency. I understand 98% of everything that I hear. I can participate in every kind of conversation at native speed or even faster than some natives. I speak very fast. I don't make so many mistakes, so many grammar mistakes. Of course, that I still have a lot to learn. That's why I am near native in Spanish, but I want to be over native. There is a way for you to be over native. And that way is to get to know in depth uh, formal and informal language. Besides, you need to get a decent accent and a decent rhythm. Because if you don't have a decent accent and a decent rhythm, if you stay like that, it will be harder for you to reach that level. So you need to speak and sing like a native. Of course, you will always have a slightest accent. Of course, you will have a slightest accent, and but you can speak at native speed if you work hard on that. That's something that you gotta achieve. Even to be near native, you need that. Then you gotta know grammar in depth, so you can express yourself correctly in everyday conversation and more in more in other kinds of formal conversation or scientific conversations. You gotta know a lot of formal uh, words and formal language, and then you gotta know the informal language, and you gotta know the informal language very very well. I believe even better than formal language. So I believe that if I study this dictionary here, which is Diccionário de Dichos de Frases Hechas, it's colloquialism, colloquial expressions, proverbs, and stuff like that. They give you the examples, they give you the phrases, they explain you why do you say that, and then they give you an example too. They give you an example. So this has 5,000 colloquial expressions, 5,000, and 3,000 more variations of the same. 3,000 more variations of the same. And so I believe that a lot of Spaniards do not know alphabet, which is normal because if I buy this in Portuguese, I will sure not know alphabet. So I believe that if I learn 75% of this And if I learn, because I want to buy another dictionary too. I want to buy another dictionary, a slang dictionary. This is a colloquial expressions dictionary. I will buy myself too a slang dictionary, and I believe that if I learn 75% of both, I'm not studying this yet. I will start studying it soon. I was learning 2 or 3 per day, so I will not reach an over native fluency in 1 year or 2. I will need more because I study a lot of languages. But I believe that, let's say, 5 years from now, keep speaking, or 3 years from now, it will be between 3 and 5 years, speaking and learning and asking my wife, what does that mean? What's this? What's that? When I come across some new words and expressions, asking to my wife what that is, or asking people what that is, taking a look at the dictionary. And I believe that if I study 75% of this, if I learn 75% of this and 75% of the other dictionary that I still have to buy, I believe I can reach an overnative fluency in Spanish. I will try to do the same in English, but I don't know, man. I don't know, because I want to learn a lot of languages at the same time. So I just, in English, I'm improving too. I will start studying this with my wife, those words and expressions that I note down. But I will try to do this in Spanish. Definitely, I believe that I can reach an overnative fluency in Spanish. In Spanish, I will try to do it. In Spanish, in English, I might try to, but I don't know if I will reach that overnative fluency in English. Because there's 2 languages now in here, Spanish and English, besides all the languages that I want to learn at different levels. So that's why it's harder for me to reach that in 2 languages. But if you're not studying so many languages as I'm studying, I believe that you could try to reach an overnative fluency in 2 languages, because you will do it. And so this is what I wanted to say. I know you guys probably will call me crazy, and maybe you're right, but I believe that it is possible with hard work, of course. So think about this, and see you guys then.